A lot's happening. That means we need Andrew Brandt. I feel like it's Brandt season now. I feel like it's the playoffs. When the playoffs start, you've got playoff season, draft season, and Brandt business season. And that is exactly where we're at. Andrew Brandt and The Big Show.
The Big Show.
Andrew, it is your time to shine, my friend. The business season has kicked into full swing. Obviously, Monday was crazy with all of the different head coaching openings coming up, 8 of them. I guess before I even ask you specific questions, just your reaction to everything that went down on Monday.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Ross. This is interesting now because we have hit the off season, but we're in this transition phase where we still have the playoff games. We have transition in so many staffs. I just think the numbers, as everyone says, are staggering. We're now a quarter of the league is changing head coaches, 8. And it's after whatever it was last year, whatever it was the year before, you're just seeing this constant turnover. Even going to Arizona, which is a one and done, which to me just sounds, if you're going to invest in someone in a staff like that, to only give them 1 year just doesn't seem to make sense. I guess my initial thought is just the incredible turnover, the lack of patience, and how much of a business this is, where you look at, again, back to Arizona, there's no patience. So we're a business. We see other teams getting good fast. We hired some people. It's not working. We'll start over. And with these franchises now worth $2 billion plus, I guess you can look at it and say, 10, 15 million for a staff that we have to pay going out. Cost of doing business. And that's what's amazing, and I don't think that would have happened years ago. Obviously, the salaries for coaches weren't what they are. But the lack of patience is really amazing now, and teams, owners are willing to shell out money that goes to staffs that are fired just to get it right. And we've seen this in Cleveland for who knows how long, and now we're seeing it around the league, not just teams like Cleveland.
It's really it's really incredible, and I think one of the big takeaways for me, Andrew, is exactly what you just said, which is that, the success immediately of guys like Sean McVay and Matt Nagy, I think, has really changed how the owners and GMs look at things. I think they really believe that if you get the right guy in there who can change the culture and who is creative offensively, that you can turn things around very, very quickly. And I think that's what they're going for. I guess the other thing that stood out to me, Andrew, was just, it was like no GMs. All these places where we thought maybe the GM would be let go as well, places like the Jets, places like the Bucks, the general manager, the head coach is gone, but the general manager is getting another opportunity.
Yeah, this is the push-pull with looking forward and looking at the present. And I know how frustrated coaches get because their job is to coach the team, but they're being told by personnel, which is GMs and management, that, let's just see how these young guys do because they're our future. So this happens, I've seen it firsthand. I was in Green Bay, at this story I've told so many times, when we picked Aaron Rodgers. Now, that was not a pick for the present. And coaches were steaming that we used our first-round pick on a player that was not going to help us in the short term. And lo and behold, that coaching staff under Mike Sherman had a bad year, got fired. And, of course, management stayed and reaped the benefits of taking Aaron years later. That's where it is. I mean, management is future-focused. Coaches are present-focused. I don't know how that's ever going to change unless you have a full head-on commitment a la John Gruden. where you can step back and rebuild with draft picks because you know management is not going to do anything. But you're right. In situations where management holds sway over coaching, that has happened. It's interesting because people don't realize the debris left behind when a coach is fired. People are on to who's going to be the next and the list and who they're interviewing and all that. It's really a tough situation because I've been there a couple times. You have staffs that come into work every day and just sort of check the internet, see what's going on, hoping and praying when the new guy comes in, he'll like them enough to keep them. That's a really tough way to live your life for the next few weeks.